kind of where my head's been really thinking, just thinking in the sense of where SaaS started and where it's going, is just kind of putting ourselves in the buyer's perspective. Just kind of like, imagining you're the CFO, and when a vendor comes in and says, and I'm sure this is happening left and right, is, hey, we added AI, so now your renewal costs go up X percentage, right? Some may not be clear about exactly, what exactly that value add could be. Something as simple as just like rewriting emails and things like that. But when you really think about it, what are you paying for as the buyer? You're obviously paying for outcomes. You're paying for positive impact. And what do you want to influence positive change as far as within your organization? Obviously, it's economically. Did this reduce labor? Did this increase throughput? Did it lower error rates? Did this reduce churn? Did this increase conversion? Did this shorten cycle time? Did this improve compliance? Did this lower support volume? Did this replace a workflow? I've been seeing like a lot of uh, the obviously existing companies like your Microsofts of the world, is they'll still maintain their baseline SaaS pricing, but they'll add like a supplemental charge that are tied to outcomes, like very specific things. Like, for example, if it's like a CRM related type of platform, obviously it's to improve conversion and outcomes. If it's like you talked about like the Jira tickets, that's a huge one, just the speed of resolving a ticket, things like that. Those are all outcome related type of things that can be attributed towards cost. Because see, that this is where it gets so tricky, is because now we have to tie in the economics of SaaS into even AI tokens and the whole token economics of AI as well. So it's no longer just like a fixed cost per se, even from the technology partner who's providing that service and solution.
Agree that everyone's looking closely at those economics, but I think the challenge is there's a lot of low value SaaS out there. And a lot of organizations look at FinOps perspective that why am I spending $30,000 a month on a system we can replace for 3 weeks worth of effort? And that kind of problem is very much out there. And I think you're seeing some feature creep. You're seeing the counterpoint. Yeah, you're seeing everyone, Zendesk increasing the rates, Adobe increasing the rates. Hey, look, we've added AI features, but they're increasing the monthly per seat rates on this without delivering that value. It's not enough to have the feature point that AI is involved, and that's forcing organizations to take a really close look at this. There are SaaS solutions, for example, like Workday, which integrate HR and payroll and all those functions in one. That Workday has natural things that once you transition to Workday, it'd be really difficult for you just to leave Workday. You're not going to go build your own, payroll tax system on your own. But there are other systems where if you're looking at that Zendesk seat, if you're not using those features and that blown features, you're closely evaluating what you're doing. And I think the aspiration that we have in this AI age is that maybe people pay more for the outcomes. But the challenge is that everybody is delivering those outcomes. And part of the pressure here, and there's something amidst this, and you have this with all the renewal periods going up, is that all these companies are being, the growth rate, they're still growing, but the growth rate is much more modest because oddly enough, when you lay off tens of thousands of software developers in a month, those are tens of thousands of Jira seats that go away. Those are tens of thousands of Bitbucket seats go away. And that's reflected in the bottom line where they're acquiring customers, they're acquiring new customers, but the shrinking number of seats in these white collar roles, this focus on removing all these middle management roles, all those people had Jira seats. All those people had these other
Mhm.
seats in the org that
Mhm.
it creates there's a macroeconomic pressure that's going on simultaneously along with the, as you point out, those value ambitions that, hey, if we can demonstrate we're doing more, they'll pay more per seat. It's being tugged the other direction by reduced demand for some of these seats.
You bring up a really good point. Is that we're talking about SaaS as if it's this monolithic entity. It's really not, because there are several different types of SaaS. The SaaS where like it's just a tool. You know, AI can replace that pretty easy if it's a dashboard or a wrapper or something like that. That's easy. System AI, things like CRMs, stuff like this. AI can use those, and there's a case to be made for those. And then there's like those, I guess, those like infrastructure SaaS models, like things like security, permissions, workflow orchestration. all those things that AI will actually use to get the work done. So there are different kinds of SaaS, and there's a case to be made that some of these simple programs where we pay every month are just done. I mean, they're just kind of out the window.